That's how it goes.
I believe we're live. Hello, Gopher community. I'm just going to confirm that on a channel with a community manager. But hi, everyone. You have a regular team here of individuals you've seen in the past. Grant, Paul, founder Brendan. I'm Zach. I'm a new face here. You guys probably know me from piping up in Telegram and Discord communities. I'm sorry if I haven't responded to your DMs. I get a lot of DMs. I love you all. Um, we have a really exciting one today. For those of you that joined us last week, we launched a very early version of AutoGopher. It's a platform that gives you the ability to launch your very own trading agent and watch it compete and earn within our platform. Huge amount of work over the last week has gone into refactoring that based on a lot of incredible feedback and support from our community. Osiris, I'm already seeing you come in here with a comment on the right. You have been instrumental in helping us build your feedback along with everyone else in the Go Trader group. Really looking forward to Paul, Grant, and Brendan taking us through how where Auto Trader currently stands, some of the early results we've seen from a soft launch yesterday, and some hands-on screen sharing of actually how you can get in there and build incredibly impactful trading agents. I know we have so many viewers coming in on a weekly basis. I just want to hand it over to Brendan very briefly to give us a high-level view or understanding of what we're building at Gopher, the bigger picture. He's just going to do that very quickly so everyone on this call can familiarize themselves of what the main goal is here of what we're building, and then we're really going to get into AutoGopher and how you can create that agent, which will be the meat and potatoes of what we're discussing today. So, Brendan, if I could kick it over to you, we want to hear your visionary statement.
Yes, it's really good to have everyone here today. You've actually got three Brits on the call, which is kind of fun for once, being in the US. So we've got quite a UK contingent in the Gopher team, and I'm really excited for us to be doing this now for the sixth week, and really with every kind of session that we do, building on momentum and kind of getting to work with you all collaboratively in the community. But before we get started, like I know, Zach mentioned before the session, we seem to always get new faces coming into the community every week. Community is really growing quickly. We're noticing it in the product. Product usage has been absolutely skyrocketing over the last couple of weeks and has kept us very, very busy. In a good way. Like it's really good to be building with everyone. It's really good to be shipping new features that you want. It's really good to be hearing feedback. And at this early stage, you should feel like the product's being built for you, which is really exciting. So the opportunity when you're early is you really do get to shape and define the product, and you get to kind of hear a little bit more about, why we're here and why are we doing this. And I'm going to kind of start like, this all started, I would say about 6 months ago. I was finding that with the way the market was after January, it was pretty volatile and would require a lot of attention to be paid to the market. And the amount of attention that it required to pay attention to the market was really, really significant. So, I was spending anywhere from maybe 10 to 20 hours minimum a week, keeping track of the market. And in order to kind of help myself scale, I'd start taking screenshots of trading view charts. I would start taking screenshots of hyperliquid positions. I would bring all these things together and dump them into an LLM. I started off, I think, using ChatGPT when they had their computer vision model that could essentially take an image and, make it look like a cartoon. I was like, the AI can see an image, so the AI must be able to see a chart. So I started giving the AI charts, and it could kind of sort of see them. It could kind of pick out trends and understand from the image that it was being given what the image was showing. And by rewriting prompts, you could ultimately get the AI to take a chart and turn it into data. And when I started doing this, I was like, the the AI is seeing this as OHLCV data. So it's like seeing this as candlestick data, which is what we're also used to using in platforms like TradingView. And I then started feeding the AI that information and using that with different positional information, different news articles, maybe it's like ETF inflows to get a really good idea of what was going on in the market and to place trades on Hyperliquid and started trading positions using this manually. And over time within the organization, we saw that the signals that we were getting were so good that we had an existing product that we've been building for quite a few years where we're able to pull in data from different sources, aggregate it together, and then we're selling that data. And instead at this moment, we're like, well, why don't we just pull in all of the data that I'm doing manually into a product, give it to the LLM, and then build tooling around the LLM. So as the LLM is able to execute and decide like the same process and strategy that I'm doing manually or we do manually. And over a weekend, built the first version of GoTrader or Go for Trader, however you kind of want to call it. We'll pick one of the two. I think it should probably be Go for Trader going forward. It was originally called Zen Trader because it was meant to give you like Zen when you were trading, and it would text you an alert when price got to a level. This is what we kind of had internally. Like somebody said to me the other day, we're like, why have we got Twilio in the back end? I was like, oh yeah, it would send text messages when like a price level was hit or when a signal came through, which I still think is probably a good idea, but it's not active at the moment. And then you can go into Hyperliquid and place a trade. And you'll probably see that we've a lot of you in the community, we repositioned in September to be really focused on this particular value proposition, which is giving AI trading tools for everyone. So taking this platform, and I'll just kind of do a bit of a share to show you where it all kind of started. Let me just do this really quickly. Let me make sure I don't create infinite screens here. So it all started with our trade assistant. And the trade assistant, as Grant is going to show you, is getting a really big upgrade. Probably next week. It's currently in dev. Like you'll be able to use this screen a lot better. You can see in my test account, this has got this position that's actually a losing position. This is designed to show you how you can use this guard product, which will help you optimize how a position that's in loss can be turned back into a gain, for example, and where those levels are. But this is what I started building, the trade assistant, which would pull data in from TradingView and allow you to chat about positions, allow you to chat about the market, see what's going on. And this is having a huge upgrade. You're going to see what that upgrade is. And a lot of people use this today. A lot of people, link their Hyperliquid wallet. It can tell you, how you manage a position. It can tell you entries and exits. And the accuracy of this is very, very high. The week before the October 10th crashed was essentially telling every user that was using this to either not place a trade or to place a short trade with exact targets of where that crash came to. So notwithstanding like liquidation events, the market structure was showing that the breakdown from 122 here down to 107, where it capitulated down even lower on certain perps dexes, I think to like 102, or when Binance had some of their major ADL liquidations. It predicted that. And from there, the growth just skyrocketed. We put a post out, went on a few Twitter spaces, and we went from a couple of thousand users to, I think, 80,000 active users today. So I know a lot of you here are focused on the agent automation product, which is here. But a lot of you started in this part of the product and still use it today. I think there's about 40,000 users, of which there's like 2 or 3,000 daily active users that use this product on a routine basis. And what we find is like it's very interesting. Usage picks up in the morning, Asia time, drops off midday, picks up London time, drops off London lunchtime, then picks up New York open as well. So it really does follow the fact that people are waking up using this tool. starting off their day when it comes to trading, and then executing on it. And I think we have about 2,000 paying subscribers now that buy credits to use the platform, and we're trying to make it as free and accessible for everybody without having huge barriers to entry. But there's obviously a cost to running this infrastructure, and the credits at the moment. Um, Go some way to covering what is now like a very free service for everyone, which is great. And we had someone comment this morning about, what does future pricing look like and things like that. We'll start to kind of discuss that more openly in the community over the next month or so, and make sure that pricing for any of these products does work, and that for most people there is still a free tier that's maybe a like lower power model that we've optimized, that you can still get access to, so as everyone can keep getting access to alpha.
Yeah,
And this is go on, sorry, Zach.
I just really want to call out for the 200 people that are on this call right now. Connect your wallet on a daily basis. You have 3 free credits to go in and test this tooling right now. It's available. You can get a feel for what Brendan's discussing here. And then if you want to go deeper, there's obviously the buy credits option. So everyone on this call, please test it out. Please get in there and really see the power and value of the product.
Yeah, and it was calling the bottom um, on our bubbles product here. So this was all green when Bitcoin was in 2 particular places recently. We do often publish these signals in our Telegram group. So in each of these particular dips down here, the recovery here started last Monday, not this Monday, the Monday before. And our signals were going green around the like 84, 85 mark. And then we had the same thing this weekend as well. And of course, starting about 24 hours ago, we started getting weight signals as we're now sort of seeing this, what may be a pullback or consolidation happening. So it's really good for just kind of giving you, this was the second product we built. We wanted to make something more accessible for people. It gives you like a real-time pulse on what's going on. It's very visual. You can get a good idea as to like what the market's doing, and then you can get deeper analysis. You can see I am in our dev instance right now. This is our production instance. Let's just go here. Let me close this. And I do have credits, so I can unlock analysis like this. And I'm going to pause there because I actually need to get new headphones. I'm going to kick over the stage to Grant, who's going to show you some new product that's coming. This is actually our new website, which is really positioned for the layer 1. Go check it out. I'm not going to go through it now. And it gives you much more of a high level view of what we're doing, who we're backed by, and obviously how you can kind of get into the product and start trading through the trading tools, or go on to agent automation, which is something we'll touch on more for the meat and the potatoes of this, as Zach says, of this session. But Grant, I'll kick over to you. I'll step away for a second to get some new headphones that are charged, and I'll stop sharing my screen here.
Sweet. I actually prefer the light view of the website. I think it's gorgeous. We just got the edit.
I thought you devs love dark mode on anything and
So
everything all the time.
yeah, when I'm working in something, for sure dark mode. But for splashes that are supposed to really grab your attention, I really appreciate the light mode and just the contrasts, and the animations look great. But anyway, so we are in the process of a UI upgrade across the board. I think one of the main goals was to reduce cognitive overload, because there's so much data and information on each page, and still allow a power user access to sort of the nitty gritty. So this is the new trade assistant. We have nice little cards here for each of the.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brian, just so you know, I'm seeing our website. I think you're wanting to see
Oh,
something else.
oh, yeah. Okay, let me. I thought I was sharing my whole panel here. Sweet. So yes, this is the new trading view. What's really nice is you can expand each individual analysis, and actually get into the fine details of what the analysis is sort of discussing, and the rationale that it's using. And then what's nice is you get this high level view of the metadata on the particular recommendation. We've nested some parameters into nice little drop downs like trading strategies. You can do a multi-select on the various indicators, which we've added a few. And then another nice little add-on feature, the sort of pre-populate text consolidates all of those options together into one sort of easy to understand prompt. So a little less cognitive overload there. And we're really excited about this. I think taking this kind of mentality across the board with each page is really going to help it sing. We also added some features to the sentiment page. It wouldn't be a X Spaces without me talking about this page. One nice thing is there's now sort of a histogram of reasoning. So I can go back in time here and see, 24 minutes ago, we were at a score of 80, which is 10 points less than now. And the reasoning below, AI related sectors are viewed as a hotbed areas, blah, blah, blah. So really nice. You can go across any topic, which is great. And we've kind of narrowed the variance, so you'll start to see actual trends emerge and not these really sudden dips. And I think one really amazing thing that's going to happen with this feature is to basically open it up to you guys to personalize it. So each user is going to have their own sort of topic tracking page. And then that will surface as a tool for your agents to use in their sort of automated trading. So the idea is, if you're selecting BTC, ETH, and Solana as pairs, those would automatically get added to your trending topics or your sort of, your topics that you're analyzing. And then that data comes in as exogenous data on top of the candlestick data for the agent to make decisions. So this is really going to scale nicely, we think. And yeah, the snowball effect is already being felt pretty heavily on our dev team. And I joked with Brendan, yesterday, this is version 2. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see what the next month holds as we kind of refine the things that are working, open up personalization and customization across the board, and then actually launch, real competitions with strong incentives for people to basically create the best possible trading agents. So yes, very excited about all of that.
Yeah, I think what really blew my mind was last week when we were seeing signals change on the bubbles, how trends developed and emerged and picked up. It was interesting seeing the signals coming through from external data, exogenous data as we call it, and then feeding into actually like price action as well. And like Grant's saying, like the opportunity for any of you here to add your own kind of trackers, like maybe there's a specific topic you want to track. Right now, we've kind of set these particular topics up, not really with any particular bias, but we're moving very quickly to a world where you'll be able to have your own sort of like sentiment agent tracking a topic of your choosing, exactly like Grant said. Like, do you want to start tracking a bucket of, I hate to say it, meme coins or AI coins or, other data? It could be health trends. It could be whatever you want. Like, it doesn't have to be crypto. That's kind of what's so crazy about what we're building here, is that it's applicable anywhere. And then you'll be able to ingest and pull in the outputs of your sentiment agent into your trade assistant or your agent automation. So all of these things tie together in a way where the end result is going to be something that's like a highly customizable for those of you that want to do all the customization, but then b like presets that are really strong presets where when you come out of the gate and you're someone that's doing this for the first time, you can take a preset. Like I'm noticing with the automation that the most successful agents are those that definitely know how to build the agent. And there's probably an opportunity for us to have like a preset type of agent that just kind of gets you out the door. And that's planned. Like I'll talk a little bit more about what is planned and give you some insight into what's coming next, as well as showing you what we've got released today, what's being released this afternoon, what's being released tomorrow. We're kind of releasing stuff every day at the moment. It's pretty intense, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm super stoked to see what this is like. And then even with some of the stuff that Paul was demoing like a couple of weeks ago, where you have like the simulation for your positions, allowing an agent to tap into position simulation. So it can tell, what happens to its positions over time as price evolves. Or, you can think about this. An agent is constantly watching certain macro trends, like maybe it's a Trump tracker, for example, and the agent can track that and they make a decision as to whether or not it's going to close positions because it deems that to be a risk to its positions. It would rather cut those positions and lock in profit. So um, this will end up being a platform very, very soon beyond what it is now, where you'll just be able to program what you do today by yourselves, and the agent will just execute it for you. Like I noticed that for us in the West Coast here in the US, a lot of trading activity is done EU and Asia time, and that means that I'm often sleeping when the best trades can be opened or executed. And watching the agents operate in automation mode over the last couple of months, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can sleep without my wife waking up to Bitcoin alarms, which I don't do anymore. But there was a phase in my life where I did do that, and thank God I don't have to do that anymore, which is great. And you can see it here. You can definitely see on the chart I'm going to show you here, like what time is this my local time? 6 o'clock, this is morning Asia time, evening Pacific time, and you can see it really picking up 1 or 2 in the morning my time. That's when you particularly see like the most price action, and it's kind of interesting. Like today, like on Alpha for Everyone, it's quite quiet. Like it's a quiet trading time, so you often see like price moving sideways during this stream instead of price being volatile, because it all kind of cools off. Like what time is it? It's 2 o'clock in New York, so things are starting to wind down in New York, and we haven't yet had the Asia session opened. So this is really helpful. Zach, do you want to pick up another thing?
I think you've jumped into the Auto Gopher dashboard, and I would love you to provide a little more context on what was just on our screen, what individuals are looking at, what they've built, and some of the feedback you received from the testing last week, and what changes you've implemented and turned around in a matter of days. So I would love to get into AutoGopher,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and get into that agent builder, and also the Alpha Arena, and what that looks like.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you all a bit of a behind the scenes of how we cook. So I used to literally work in a restaurant when I was younger, back in the day. And what you see here is our ticket board for the app you're all using. And it's kind of funny when you're working in a kitchen, you get a ticket from the front of house. It comes through, you stick it into like a rack, and then you put it through your starters and then your mains and your desserts, and it gets shipped to the customer. And this is really like this. I would say that this is almost higher velocity than a than a busy restaurant, certainly at the moment. Um, we have a really, really strong team working on this. You've got three of us on here now. You've got a bunch of us that are in Europe already with family, off of the stream. Our CTA Ettore, our protocol engineer Mario, and then Matty is also not on here at the moment. Luca's not on here at the moment, and Gio, who also work on the team as well. They're all based in Europe, and essentially because we have US Europe, we're kind of developing 24/7. Like there's a handoff that happens between Europe and US, and we've got this really efficient system where code is pretty much always being written today. Like there is not a moment. This is probably during this stream is when there's probably the least code produced because people are with family and we're here. So every suggestion that you make ends up landing here. It comes into Discord, it lands here, and then we take it forward. And I shared a screenshot the other day of a particular repository which shows what has been shipped over the, and this is all private, what has been shipped over the last few days. So we closed the arena on Friday, and we went into refactoring here 5 days ago, 282. I think this was the first issue that that we worked on. And since then, we've worked on all of these bugs and shipped yesterday the latest version of Arena. And we have two instances. We have our dev environment, which is internal only. These are agents that have been running for the last 3 days since the kind of pre-release went out. You can see that my agent with a bunch of different indicators is constantly being crushed by Luca. Luca is not on here for whatever reason. The agents that Luca build, Mister is also Luca. It's one of his idioms. I don't know why, but full degen's doing quite well here, and we're in a bit of a sideways market right now. So over the last 4 days, we have refactored the entire code base to scale to 1 to 10,000 agents. Each of those agents can trade up to 271 assets that are listed on Hyperliquid. The release this week actually takes a lower power quantized model that is further refined to work on trading data. So it's an 8 billion parameter model, which should just tell you exactly how good the outputs are when you see this performing. The week before we had an 80 billion model, but because of all you agent degen spinning up so many agents, it was costing us a lot of money in inference. So we scaled back, we refactored, learned a lot, and you'll be able to have the option very soon where you can opt into and pay for more high-powered models, like you do with a lot of the chat engines. But for now, key features that have been released, you're going to see that all the data is being preserved. We have one more fix going in today that was raised yesterday, where we had a specific bug where some trade data was being lost in the database. That is now fixed. That's in dev and will be going to production probably as soon as we're off this stream. And we have now, 24 hours later, we had 46 agents come in last week. We've now got 131. There's quite a few in this middle segment where they're not trading. We're going to do a little bit of investigation here, but I think that's people that aren't necessarily going through the configuration properly. So during today's stream, we're going to go through like, what is a good base configuration that you can do? And from that base configuration, you can go back, delete your agent. We currently don't let you edit agents. You can delete the agent and you can recreate one. We will be allowing you to edit agents at some point in the future. But right now, you just delete and recreate it just to kind of keep things clean in the platform. So yeah, let's dive into the new features. So what have we got here? You can see my Turbo Trader agent is not performing particularly well. I think I only have it. Yeah, I've only got it trading on one time frame, which is typically not what you want to be doing. If you rely on one time frame alone, you'll typically see performance that's not good. This was just me throwing one into the arena yesterday to see how it performed. And we're just going to go through and create a new agent. So we're going to do, we're going to call this A4E, Alpha for Everyone. You can see here, last week we were using this 80 billion model, but you're going to use the 8 billion model, and then you're going to go into trade setup. Right now you can select any of the perpetuals on Hyperliquid, and we have one spot pair. This should actually list all the spot pairs, but there's like a small bug that's not having them show up on the front end. We'll get that fixed, and then you can essentially trade spot or perps, whichever one you want to.
Brendan, can I take
Yeah, dive in.
take it 1 second, take it back to the 400 or so people watching this right now. I just want to be super clear about what they're about to view and what they're about to experience and what they can go and do after this call. Brendan,
Yes.
Brendan, in the course of the next few minutes, with no code, is going to be building a sophisticated AI trading agent and setting it free. And just in case that is lost on anyone on the call, I want to be super clear about how revolutionary this is. You cannot find tools with these types of presets that allow you to build such a sophisticated trading agent in this way so quickly, and then test it against other agents within competitively within an arena and see how it actually performs. In this instance, with paper money, soon to come with real money. So sorry to like bring it down to base levels, Brendan, but I wanted to make
That's great.
super clear. Everyone who's experiencing this has that understanding of what they're witnessing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nowhere else you can do this today. And there's nowhere else that you've got the range of assets. So today, Hyperliquid, tomorrow, Aster, then, you know, Binance centralized exchange, then Gate centralized exchange. You'll be able to have all these options. What you have to understand is with each of those options, there's an increased security surface area. So adding support for these exchanges where your assets are being traded has to be done with serious consideration. And also, you know, we want to make sure that the community is comfortable using the tool and that you're getting the results that you expect. Ultimately, over time, the top agents will we're going to have a platform where people can invest in Hyperliquid vaults for the top agents. And the competition we're running right now, so by entering the arena, you're joining a competition. Whoever wins the overall competition over the next, let's say, like 6 weeks, there'll be multiple phases of this competition. The overall winner will have their Hyperliquid vault funded with USDC. Your agent will trade that based on the strategy that you've built up over the last, over this testing period. And you'll be eligible for the profit on that position in the vault itself, and the platform will just collect its normal fees. There's going to be a 2% fee on the position in the vault, and then a 20% share of the actual profit that's made on the agent. So that's what's up for grabs. By participating, you are competing for that. We haven't announced the amount yet. At some point we will do, and we'll have some sponsorship and other kind of partnerships that are in the pipeline to support that as well with us, which is really exciting. But yeah, we'll go through and create an agent today that's going to trade 221 perps pairs on Hyperliquid. So I've just selected the 221 assets that I want to trade.
How many?
Maybe you want to select 5 of these. Like, I would say that the more assets you have, the less frequently today the agent checks all of them. Because if you think about it as a human being, if you're monitoring 221 assets, that's going to take you a bit of time. It's the same thing with the agent. So right now we're going to do 221, and we're going to call this A for E 221 max. We'll just call it that right now. And the time frames, you've got the 1 hour here. Like, you have to have a time frame. So I'm going to add 15-minute, and I'm also going to add the 30-minute time frames here as well. You can figure out, and what we're going to be doing very soon, and you'll see the ticket that we have in our kind of pipeline. We're going to give you the opportunity to have some presets where you'll be able to have like an intraday strategy. You'll be able to have a DCA strategy. You'll be able to have all these different strategies that are already predefined, and you just pick which one you want. Or you can go into really deep and detailed customization. We're going to look back through 14 days of historical data, and the agent is going to review all of the positions and all the data every 5 minutes. I can then go down here and select technical indicators. This is a new feature. There is a minor bug in this, which we're in the process of fixing, where sometimes the technical indicators do not override the defaults for the agent. I'm confident we'll have that fixed in the next, before the weekend. I'm hoping we have that fixed. And down here we have, I think, 25 different indicators that you can configure for the agent. So we've got simple moving average. You can change the number of periods. Now, obviously, if you're doing 50 periods, you want to have like more historical data to give this. Maybe you want to also turn on exponential moving average. Bear in mind, this is a V1 UI. The UI is going to significantly improve. This is a really quick win here to kind of get this out to you all. And then you can go through here and you can see you can configure and define a range of different indicators that have different settings on their EMA period, slow EMA period, etc., etc. And you can go through all of here. You can set your kind of whatever it is you're looking to set up here. If there's indicators missing from here, please tell us what you would like to see. But like I said, there is a minor bug here that doesn't always give the indicators to the agent, and that will be fixed. And then underneath this is the most important part, if I'm honest with you. Getting this right is the most important part. Um, you want the agent to always be analyzing the market. So the list of tokens that we've given the agent up here, the agent is going to analyze the market conditions for each of those assets one after the other. When it identifies an asset to trade, it's going to add it to its watch list to monitor whether or not it should enter a trade. So the first thing it does is it analyzes the assets thing and says like, oh, okay, this looks like it's an interesting trade. We need the asset to break above the 20 EMA. Once it's analyzed and set those parameters, it will then watch the asset to make sure it's ready for the trade. So you want to be able to like add it to the watch list. You want the agent to view all the assets in its watch list, and you want the agent to remove any pairs from the watch list. If, for example, Doge is just moving sideways and all of a sudden there isn't a position to trade, it will remove it and it will add it back when there's an active position. So the trading pair list and the watch list are two different things. Yes, trading pair list and yes, they are they different things. Pair list and the watch list, two different things. Okay, so a trading pair is in the watch list, and you're going to analyze all of the trading pairs that you've added to the agent, and then they get added to the watch list. So you have a master list of assets. They then get added to the watch list when they reach a certain criteria, and from the watch list, they then have a trade placed against them. So yeah, they're two different things. So you have your trading pair list, and then you have the watch list. Trading pair list is the set of assets you want the trading agent to review and then watch for the actual entry and when it's going to happen. So that's really similar to what we do, right? Like if we take a step back, I'm going to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to look at all of the assets here that are looking tradable. So like Plasma and Zcash right now are looking tradable, but there's a condition, right? The condition is that we want to see a 1 hour candle close above 364 with a certain volume. Until we get that condition, we're not going to trade. So I want to add this asset to my watch list and then open the position when that criteria is met. So this entire bubble map is like all of the assets I'm watching. When one turns green, it's then in my watch list, and it's ready to place a trade when the criteria is hit. So that is what the agent is doing. The agent is constantly reviewing the list of the list of assets. It's finding ones that have good trade setups, and it's then waiting for the trade setup to happen. And that trade setup might happen 1 minute after it's added to the watch list, or it might happen in an hour, or it may never happen. It may be that it never happens. So we've really replicated the way in which we all should trade effectively, which is in that pattern, constantly looking at the market. What is a good asset that's got a good setup? What is the setup? When that setup is hit, we then either buy spot, or we sell spot, or we open a leveraged position, close a leveraged position, or we open a short or a long. So, most people here are interested in trading volatility. I think that volatility is a feature, not a bug of these markets. And agents are really here to maximize your participation in volatility. Like the idea of just like buy and hold for a lot of assets in this market is a fallacy. Like, sure, buy and hold Bitcoin, but don't buy and hold MOG coin. But yeah, short and long it if there's volatility, absolutely. And then this allows you to do that. Right now, the default on the platform is that the agent will allow up to 5% risk on your equity with a 10x leverage. We are going to make that configurable on the front end here. So you will be able to configure what your risk parameters are. Like, okay, I only want the agent to ever open 1% of my equity in a long or a spot position. That will all be configurable pretty soon. We've got all of the right architecture to just make that available on the front end. And once we've got some of these bugs ironed out, you'll then be able to configure that. Like, you shouldn't really be risking more than 1 or 2% in leverage, like 1%. And the agent will then actually be able to like adjust that figure based on the volatility of the market. So loads of really cool features coming. I also want the agent to adjust the stop loss, and there's a little bug in this at the moment. If you're opening a leverage position, the agent will calculate the stop loss for a spot position instead of a leverage position, and it will increase the loss that you might incur. Osiris's agent saw this overnight. It miscalculated the amount of exposure to risk based on a spot position. So it calculated the amount that it would lose on the total in margin, not the total notional, which then results in a larger loss overall. So you'll likely find coming up in a release that will be like adjust stop loss on a spot position or adjust stop loss on a margin position, which gives the agent a better definition of what it can do based on the tool. And then we want to be able to like have the agent, configure its position sizing. So if the market's really volatile, maybe it's going to size down. If the market's more certain, it will size up. We want it to be able to exit positions if it sees the market changes for any reason. Like, maybe there's a crazy bit of price action. It sort of says like, okay, now my entire trade setup for this is completely invalid. I'm going to kill the position. And we also want the agent to like wait to see if there is a better condition. And you'll see a lot of your agents will tell you wait because they're very, very disciplined. And then same thing with orders. Like, I want it to be able to like view orders. I want it to be able to cancel a pending order. And I want it to be able to cancel all orders. Like, if it feels like there's an emergency, it can hit like an emergency stop button and it can cancel those. And coming very soon, Paul was working on this today. We're going to have prompt customization. Customization goes kind of hand in hand with indicators. It's a little complicated because when you add an indicator, you then have to tell the agent how to use it. So in V1, you'll have to construct the prompt yourself. But in like a V3, which I'll show in a minute, you'll be able to chat with the AI and have the AI kind of build the agent for you in a way and have some presets, which is going to be really cool. So I'll save this. The agent is now running. We start off with a 10K paper balance. This is all actually configured on the back end to trade on Hyperliquid or on Binance, actually. We just don't make it available on the front end or give you a way of adding to your wallet. But when we do, and I think it'll be coming sooner rather than later, you'll be able to toggle between paper trading mode and live mode once you've topped up your balance. And as many of you have requested, we're also trying to get set up for simulation mode, as I think we'll call it, where you'll be able to simulate the performance of your agent in almost like imagine listening to this Spaces on 10x speed. You'll be able to kind of simulate the agent's behavior at like 10x speed over a set of like candlestick data, and it will show you what the performance would have been. So maybe you want to look at Bitcoin over the last 3 days. I'm going to run a simulation for this agent that's going to run in 10 minutes. It will review all of the data as it would have seen it had it been trading the market, and you'll be able to see immediately on the screen like what the performance would have been looking like, what the performance would look like. You'll be able to adjust the model, adjust parameters, and go from there, and go from there. And that's it. I don't know if anyone else, Grant, do you want to add anything to what we've got going on here? Yeah, 133 agents right now, which is awesome. And of course, Luca is winning like he always seems to be doing. Oh no, full degen is now. Who was full degen? I saw someone. Oh yeah, that's Osiris. Great, awesome. Yeah, Grant, do you want to add anything? That's a lot of information. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think Paul has some stuff to say about the Gopher guide.
Yeah, I didn't want to switch. I didn't want to switch out of this straight away, but I think it's worth mentioning. above and beyond everything that you can see here graphically, there's a lot of work that we've done in the back end of this, non-functional changes. It's very robust, it's scaling, it can handle a lot more agents than it could. So we're building a lot of infrastructure to make this a stable platform to execute these agents on. There's a lot more than just these screens look great, I love them. There's a lot more behind the scenes.
A huge amount. You would never know the amount of speed and work these guys have been doing. I know in between Brendan starting the tutorial and run through of the agent builder and where we are now, about 200 individuals joined us. So I really recommend going back and viewing the start of that conversation where Brendan takes you through the full agent builder process. And just to recap everything that Brendan went through, you went from naming an agent to implementing a strategy in about, I mean, if you weren't describing the full process as you were for our audience, that probably took you about 3 to 4 minutes. With the ability to scale up or scale down a level of complexity or intricacy in terms of how your agent trades. So for everyone, the 500 people watching this, our community manager, Doc, put the link in the chat, and we will be fully announcing this later today once that bug that Brendan mentioned is being squashed. You now have the ability to end-to-end create an agent, create a completely customizable strategy, and watch it for now trade on paper and compete in this arena which you're looking at on your screen now. No other product offers this. No other product offers the ability to create an agent that quickly and that seamlessly. And we have incredible updates from a UI perspective that are coming that are going to only improve this experience. I want everyone viewing, no matter what their level of expertise when it comes to trading, to test this out. We have a bespoke group called GoTrader, which is for traders of all levels to discuss and provide feedback on this product. You also get sneak peek updates on terms of what we're building and what we're about to release. We're going to put a link to that Telegram group in the chat. If you could do that, if you're listening to me now. We really want your feedback. We really want your input. If you stay active within that community and provide value, we're going to give you credits to use the tools further. We're going to reward you with credits because that feedback is so valuable to us. And we would only be at the stage we are at now, and we would only have what Brendan just took you through if it wasn't for community members providing that tight loop of feedback for us. Yes, so I just wanted to, thanks to the community. Brendan, what you took us through is incredible. Really looking forward to people diving in and creating their agents. Paul, I know you have some interesting stuff when it comes to Go for Guard to go through, so I would love to give you the floor.
Yeah, I need Brendan to share. Brendan, sorry, I don't have the positions open right now. So Brendan, I saw you had a position open up.
Yeah, I do. I do. Here we go. Where do you want me to go? Dev or prod?
Wherever you had the open position on Hyperliquid. So probably
cool. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, cool. Right. So there's a small addition to this, something that after we did the demo, I thought would be quite handy. You may recall, if you saw it, we have, as Brendan mentioned, the price movement simulator, which if you slide that, Brendan, there's a subtle change here, which can be quite effective when you're trading if you want to adjust your levels. If you slide that to the point where your take profit kicks in.
Around there.
Has it kicked in?
I haven't set a take profit yet.
Okay, well then get the stop loss to kick in. What have you got? Nothing at all.
No, I know that.
All right.
Yeah, I am the worst trader here. I am showing all of the mistakes you shouldn't make.
Yeah, well, it's a feature we can show that. So you may recall, this is telling Brendan that he actually has a completely exposed position.
Yeah, exactly.
No take profit, and it's up there at the top. Two alerts have been raised. But what we've added to this screen is you'll see that cap projection for stop loss or take profit, the toggle just below the simulator bar. What that does is when that toggle is on, it actually shows you the realized profit or loss you will make when your stop loss or your take profit kicks in.
Okay.
But with the
That's
toggle
awesome.
off, yeah, cool. And then with the toggle off, it just plows through the stop loss or the take profit. So if you're thinking about adjusting your levels, you can use this to, if you're getting a bit bullish, you can use this to slide it up a bit more. And then you can take maybe what the marker is out of the guard, flip to hyperliquid, drag your take profit up to a new level and ride the market, or the opposite, of course.
Amazing. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I'll for next week. I'll make sure on this position I have the stop loss and the take profit, so people can see how that plays out.
Yeah, cool.
Amazing. That's great. Yeah, and just really quickly closing out because we're coming to the end of the stream, which is awesome to have everyone here. We'll probably try and start having some guests up and like talk to people and expanding the scope of alpha for everyone. We're getting like a really great solid community of people, like 600 people tuning in today, which is amazing. Really appreciate everyone joining. We'll see how these agents now evolve over time. And like I said, we've got 134 agents right now. I think that's probably going to scale to like 500 or 600 over the next couple of days. If we start seeing a lot of agents that are just not doing anything, we'll likely prune those and just kind of kill them, just so as people can then come back and recreate them. And you can see like the agent that I created on the stream is already reviewing positions here, or actually reviewing assets. So this is reviewing my assets list to add them to the watch list. So it's reviewing like OP, APE, and right now it's just wanting to wait before it opens any positions and doesn't have any open positions. So we can probably check in next week and see how this agent has done. And compare it to others, and we'll keep you updated in the channel. But really quick before we wrap up, want to give a disclaimer that nothing we discuss on this stream on a weekly basis is financial advice. Please create your own risk management profiles, and the content that you viewed here today is for educational purposes only. But we're really excited to kind of dive in and keep building this with you. Thank you very, very much for joining us. And keep the suggestions coming. The Go Trader channel in Telegram is the place to come to engage, and there's a really great, vibrant, active community of traders. You can think of it as your signals group, but you're not paying your paid leader to get into that signals group. The AI is your signals leader, which is great. Zach, do you want to say anything else?
No, perfect sign off. Thank you, everyone. See you in the Go Trader channel. See you next week. Open to your input in terms of suggestions of who you want us to have on here. If you're an active trader, hit me in the DMs or send a comment. Of course, everything you saw today is currently live on the URL in the comments. Dive in, let us know what you think. Can't wait to release more for everyone. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. See you in Telegram.